right, bet. Man, it's your boy Josiah Curry, man. We here with the first ever podcast. So excited to have you guys on, man. Appreciate the support. Much needed, much deserved. Let's get right into it, man. All right, man. So to start off, I got a few talking points that I kind of want to go over. Man, I really want this to be like just a casual conversation. I'm not trying to put on no act for anybody. This is just authentic work, man. We're just conversating. I want y'all to be able to engage and comment stuff on the post and stuff like that. Like I said, this is just a conversational podcast. Like we're just chilling and vibing. So yeah. With that being said, let's get into the first talking point. So the first thing that we'll be talking about is kind of what this podcast will consist of. So basically, like I really wanted to start this because I got a lot of information that I feel like I know from one, just experience with building the brand, and for two, like being in school, like having all the tools and stuff and the knowledge to build a brand the right way, and like really all I'm gonna be talking about is just how to build your brand, and how to grow yourself. A lot of people think a clothing brand is, a lot of people think a brand is a clothing brand, a logo, or a product or a service, and a lot of times that's not true. A brand is yourself. You are your brand, and that's kind of been my biggest thing since I was a kid. I've always played football my whole life, and being able to be your own brand and build yourself up, build your name up is so pivotal in life, man. Like y'all don't understand. Like y'all think just getting a name and putting a brand label on it or a clothing label on it is just gonna make something pop, man. You gotta have, your name has to be built up, and like that's what a lot of people don't understand. And like it took me a minute to really understand, like, hey man, like Josiah Curry, like that's the brand right there. You feel me? And so being able to build off that and learn and build yourself up and your character. That's why I say, man, like being a good person is very important because you are your brand. And so, excuse me, but just like things like that, man, that's kind of what I'll be talking about through many different episodes. But this first episode is just on what y'all gonna be hearing from me, man, and just kind of my story and how I got here to where I'm at now. And so that takes me to my next point. Is kind of why I started Something to Prove, which, if a lot of you guys don't know, is my clothing brand that I have. Like I said, this is something that happened after I built the brand for myself up. I kind of want to make something off of it, and so kind of, man, me starting Something to Prove. It really started when I had an injury in high school. It was my senior year. No, it was going into my senior year. It was the summer of my senior year. I had got hurt, had a real bad season-ending injury, and I wasn't able to play my senior year, and so I had to find something else that could fill that void. At that time I didn't really know anything else but football, and it was kind of identity crisis for me in that moment. I had to figure out, if this game was taken away from me, what will I be able to use to impact the younger generation and people that are in the same path as me, you know. And so I kind of took some time to myself to kind of realize like what I wanted to do, and I knew that I was gonna have another opportunity to play football. But with that, you know, just something that it kept staying in my head, sticking in my head. I have something to prove, you know, and that was always my motivation every single day that I got up. You know, is that I had something to prove to come back from this injury. You know, I was already at a small school, and I had to prove myself 10 times harder, even when I wasn't hurt. And so that's how my life has always been. I've always had to prove to myself and prove to others that I am who I am. And so that's kind of how I came up with the name Something to Prove. And then, you know, I kind of capitalized off of the clothing aspect kind of during my senior year of high school. And, you know, like I said, I started just from going to Walmart and Hobby Lobby and getting $3-4 shirts and, you know, putting a design in them just to kind of get the message out there and kind of get people to understand where I'm coming from and what this means to me. You know, like it's not just a clothing brand, it's a brand, it's a message. It's everyone has something to prove every single day, and that's something that I wanted to get across. And you know, what better way to do that than through a product, through clothes, you know, something that people wear every single day. A message speaks value of a person. You can kind of tell what kind of person somebody is by the type of clothes they wear and what their clothes say, you know. So I feel like, hey, why wouldn't I create a clothing brand that someone doesn't have already called Something to Prove? And so that's kind of what I did. You know, I just started making shirts for close family and friends and kind of just going from there. I didn't really get into the space of marketing or anything like that because I didn't really understand any of it. I was just word of mouth, you know. I was just telling people like that I knew or people that knew people. I was saying, hey, like I got a clothing brand called Something to Prove. Like you should buy a t-shirt, you know. I was selling for like $10 at the time. Just because, you know, I didn't really know anything about it. It was just, I was taking a leap, you know. And sometimes that's really all you need. Just start, man. Just do it. And everything else will flow. The success will flow. And, you know, that's kind of what I did as far as Something to Prove and how it started. And like I said, now, man, we're in a great place with the brand. We've rebranded as far as our style of wear, and man, I got some good stuff coming in, y'all. Just wait. Just give a couple more months, man, and I got some stuff for y'all, man. But like I said, we in a good space now with the brand and stuff like that, just because of all the knowledge that I've had and all the experiences that I've been through, the good and bad. You know, I've kind of learned from it, and it's put us in a good position now, and I'm very thankful for that. Like I said, all that is because the man above, you know, so I can't really take credit for any of it because he gives me the will and knowledge every single day to make it through. And so I want to be able to do the things I want to do without him, you know, him leading the way. And so yeah, that's kind of why I started Something to Prove. Just from an injury from high school, you know, a kid with a dream, you know. Like I said, I always told myself that I want to retire my mom one way or another, whether that was on the field or doing something else in life. And so, you know, I'm blessed to still have the opportunity to do that at both, thankfully. And so, that's kind of where I'm at with that, man. Let's get into the next point. The journey so far. Man, let's talk about that, man. Let's just talk about the journey so far. I kind of told y'all about the brand and kind of where I'm at with that. But let's just talk about the journey and what it's been like, man. You know, like I said, grew up, man, played football my whole life, went to Mount Morris High School, Um, and I was always that guy in Mount Morris. Like I was always the best player on the team and stuff like that. But it was a little more challenging and eye opening. When I would go to different states and compete at camps and stuff like that, just because I didn't have the exposure or the high competition level. But I still took everything that I learned, man, and just instilled into myself because I knew I was gonna have an opportunity at college to prove on my skills, and I didn't want that to be an excuse on why I didn't perform. Um, but like I said, grew up at a small school, played football my whole life. Well, I played a lot of sports my whole life for real, but football was the one that really stuck with me. I should have played basketball, but that's a whole different conversation. um, but yeah, man, I'm in my last year of school. I'm getting my bachelor's in marketing, and so I got one more year of football that I plan to use. Um, so I'm gonna get my master's in business administration. To have all that under my belt. While still building my clothing brand. And doing a podcast. For y'all, man. But yeah, nah. So that's kind of my journey. This is my 6th year, I believe. Excuse me. 6th year, I believe, in school, man. So a lot of y'all don't really know my story, but kind of my freshman year of college, which was in 2019, I got hurt. Like before, like any games, any of that, I got hurt, so I didn't play. And then I ended up transferring to Fair State. I was there for 3 years. So I got there in 2020, which was my sophomore year in the classroom, and we had the COVID year. So that's already 2 years right there, y'all, that I didn't play or anything like that. And so ended up that next year, we had a couple guys that's kind of in my same situation I am now. So I ended up redshirting while those guys were playing out their last year and stuff like that because of the COVID. So that's 3 years right there. Non-controllable stuff I can't control that happened. And so that was my junior year. And then my senior year, kind of played a little bit of special teams, stuff like that. I still had I still had 3 more years to play, and that's 4 years right there of stuff that affected me and kind of put me in the situation I am now. And so I ended up leaving Ferris after 3 years, won 2 national championships there. I was a part of that, great experience. And then left there, got in the portal, went to Indiana Wesleyan in Indiana, obviously. And then, played there, got some more film, and that was technically my 5th year. And so, ooh, excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. But yeah, so left there, and I'm here now at Trine to finish up school. That was kind of the mindset I was in. I was like, I want to graduate, man. I want my mom to see me graduate. Because life is short and anything can happen. So I was like, let me get this degree and get that out the way. So I was like, let me figure out what's the best situation I can put myself in to graduate. Because a lot of the schools that I was previously at or looking to go to, they were like, man, like, yeah, it's gonna take you another 2 years to graduate. I'm like, man, I already been in school for 5 years, so here was the best choice and decision for me academically, and so that's why I chose here. And so I graduate here in the spring, and then, like I said, I'm gonna go play football somewhere else my grad year, and finish up my master's. Might as well get my master's, if is getting paid for. So um, plan to do that, you know, grow my clothing brand, you know, and just keep going from there. So that's kind of what the journey has been like. You know, it's been a blessing in disguise. You know, a lot of failures, a lot of ups and downs, but you know, you're not gonna get nothing in life if you don't go through nothing. You know, nothing successfully. So you know, I'm grateful and I'm blessed to have to go through these challenges to get to where I want to go, because I know that all these challenges lead to success. And so there ain't no easy route to this, man. You know, so yeah, that's kind of my journey, man. And yeah, now let's move into the next topic, man. We got we almost done, y'all. We almost done, man. It's the first video. I can't have y'all right here falling asleep on me. And so kind of like I kind of already talked about this, but like kind of what y'all can expect from me from after this, and just a little engagement activity, man. And so kind of just to start it off, man, like I said, y'all can expect a lot of information from me on how to grow a clothing brand, how to grow your business, how to grow your brand yourself, how to help yourself through identity crisis, man, for a lot of the sport athletes and stuff like that, and how to just break through barriers and get through life, and you know, make money and generational wealth, and how to set yourself up and your family up. You know, that's a lot of stuff that I've experienced, and I'm starting to learn more. So why not feed that to y'all? You know, so that's kind of what y'all can expect from me in the future, and in future episodes. Is just valuable information that you can take with you, that you're gonna be able to retain. You know, I don't want to just be talking y'all ear off about stuff y'all don't want to hear. And so yeah, that's really all this podcast is gonna be, man. I'm just gonna get on here and talk. I'm gonna have a couple guests come on here eventually and just talk to y'all and give y'all information, their stories and experiences, you know, from their brands and stuff like that. But yeah, and then you know, every podcast I kind of want to leave y'all with a little engagement. And so when this video drops, February 9th, I believe, I want y'all, I need at least 20 people to share the video or like the video. It's going to be on YouTube, and I'm going to post it on Facebook, you know, IG. I need at least 1,000 plus interaction from all three combined. And then I'll do a giveaway for when my brand drops. And so, yeah, man, just whatever you need to do, share, like, subscribe. You know, I'm allocate all of it before the next episode. And if we got over 1,000 plus interactions, you know, and engagement level, you know, I'll do that giveaway and stuff like that. So, so that's kind of that, man. And I just want to close y'all out. Every podcast, I'm gonna close y'all out with a prayer, man, and we're gonna get out of here. And so, Father God, I thank you for today. I thank you for putting me in this situation and put me in this position to be able to speak to others and give knowledge to others. I pray that you cover all of us as we leave here, and just make sure that we all stay on the right, correct path. And I pray that you give us the guidance and love, so we can love others, you know, and guide others. And that's what this is all about in life, man, is just leading other people in the right direction, making sure that everyone is growing towards you. That's the main important reason why we're here on earth, Father God, is just to spread your word and your name, and give the love that we want to be loved, you know. And so yeah, man, I thank you, Big GOD, for everything, man. I appreciate you. I love you. And yeah, amen. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have a great day.